In this video, you will learn how to create a project with several different objects and how these objects can communicate with each other. Furthermore, you will get to know characteristic landmarks of the 6 founding countries of the European Union. First of all, we change the stage size to 600 by 600 units. The units are the numbers that are entered in the blocks. For example, move 10 units. Note that using the slider only changes the visualization, but not the size of the stage in terms of units. Now we change the background of the stage. Therefore, the stage has to be selected and the tab background has to be opened. The background image can now be inserted via drag and drop. It fills the stage completely as it has the same size as the stage at 600 by 600 pixels. Now we are going to create the first objects that represent the founding members of the European Union. In the default setting, a new object is always called Sprite. However, it can be renamed at any time. By drag and drop an image into the Costumes tab, the look can be customized. The object can be moved and placed on the stage by holding down the mouse button. You can create another object here. We call this one Germany and add an image of the Brandenburg Gate. The next object should later ask a question to the other objects, so we call it Q1. If you don't want to upload images, Snap offers a variety of different costumes. We import 2 arrows pointing in different directions. The costumes can also be renamed. If an object has several costumes, the required one can be selected via the Switch to Costume block. We first use the horizontal arrow and add a graphic effect. The transparency, ghost effect, is set to 50%. The object should also display the question. If the arrow with the question is clicked, this must be communicated to the other objects. The broadcast block offers the possibility to send messages to other objects. You can choose between existing messages or create a new one and send this to an individual object or to all objects at the same time. Furthermore, the costume should be changed and the transparency set to 0. Let's now look at how the other objects react to messages. The empty say block just ensures that the object does not display any text when the program starts. If the object France receives the message "What?", it should display the text "I am the Eiffel Tower." A different response should be given for other messages. Sometimes work can be saved by duplicating scripts or parts of scripts, which can be achieved by right-clicking on the relevant position. Now a new message, "Where?", is created and the correct answer is entered. The object, Germany, should contain the same scripts only with different answers. Instead of creating all scripts from scratch, they can be copied to this object simply by dragging them onto the respective object symbol. Now the answers can be easily changed. If the arrow is clicked, both objects, France and Germany, receive the message "What?" and react at the same time. We have already created the answer to the question, or rather the message "Where?". However, a corresponding object analog to Q1 is still missing. As this is very similar, we can duplicate the Q1 object including all costumes and scripts by right-clicking and only have to make the changes for the "Where" message. Now the objects can answer 2 different questions. However, as there are 6 founding states, the object France must be duplicated and adapted 4 more times. Eventually, we have a landmark for every founding member of the European Union. The Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. The Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, Germany. The Colosseum in Rome, Italy. A windmill in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. The Adolphi Bridge in Luxembourg, and the Atomium in Brussels, Belgium. All objects react simultaneously to clicking on the arrows. Let's take a closer look at the arrow objects. First of all, the first costume has got a strange name. as the arrow is obviously pointing to the right and not to the left. The costume can simply be renamed, but you must then ensure that all references to it are also corrected. Furthermore, always just one arrow should point downwards and have no transparency. Therefore, when an arrow object is clicked, it must tell the other to return to its original state. This could also be solved using the broadcast block in Messages, but it is also possible to send commands to other objects directly using the tell block. The gray ringlified commands are executed immediately by the addressed object. As both arrow objects require the tell block, it can be copied to the other object simply by dragging it. This project shows how different objects can communicate with each other. Now it's your turn. Add a third arrow object with another question, for example about the age of the landmarks. Have fun and good luck!